Hello guys, welcome back to Bukola Ori Naturals channel. So in today's video I'll be showing you how to make a simple body wash. This is beginner friendly and I'm going to leave the formula recipe of this body wash. I'm going to leave it on the screen. So this as I said earlier, in this video I'll be showing you how to make a body wash so that you won't have to buy any body wash anymore, so you can learn to make your own body wash. This formula is divided into 4 phases. Okay, so in the phase here is the water phase, where we're going to add our water soluble ingredients. So I'm going to start by adding my water. So I have my scale right here. Make sure you're using a digital scale, a 0.0 gram or 0.001 gram scale, okay? No kitchen scale when formulating. I will be leaving the formula on the screen, or you can also check the description area for the formula. Okay, so I'm gonna start by adding my water. So I'm gonna leave the amount of water, I'm gonna leave everything on the screen, okay, or in the description area. So I'm gonna start by adding my water. Make sure you're using distilled water, no tap water. Okay guys, so now that I've added my water, I need my thickening agent. So I will be using the xanthan gum as my thickening agent, but the xanthan gum cannot be added directly into the water. You need to create a slurry. Okay, you need to mix your xanthan gum with glycerin to make a slurry, because adding it directly into the water is going to cause lumps and we don't want that. So now I'm going to set this aside and create my slurry. So right here I'll be adding my xanthan gum. You can use any gum you wish to. So I'm using xanthan gum. You can use guar gum if you want. And now I'll be adding my glycerin. Mix it together. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to add it into the water phase. So now is the time to mix this together. So to mix this together, you can either use, I'll be using a manual whisk, or you can use an overhead stirrer, but we're making this beginner friendly, so I'll be using my whisk to mix this, which is very easy, just to mix it. Now I'm going to set this aside and leave it to hydrate. Okay, I'm going to leave it to hydrate. As you can see, it's running, but later you're going to see that it's going to be thick. So now it's running, but don't worry, it's going to thicken up later when it's well hydrated. Now is the time to measure our second phase. Now is the time to measure our second phase, where we're going to be adding our surfactants. So I will be using 3 types of surfactants. So I will be using an anionic surfactant, a non-ionic surfactant, and an amphoteric surfactant. Okay, I know this is a beginner friendly, but I'm not gonna stay here and explain the different type of surfactant. But so as for my anionic surfactant, I'll be using sodium cocyl isthionate. It's a gentle surfactant. It's usually used for baby detergents, baby wash. It's very, very good and gentle on the skin. But you also need a non-ionic surfactant and amphoteric surfactants to make it to make it milder on the skin. I'm using decyl glucoside. And for my amphoteric surfactant, I'm using cocamidopropylbutane, which is also very gentle because we want this body wash to be very gentle on the skin. Remember, I'll be leaving the details of the formula on the screen or in the description area. So now I would need to melt my sodium coffee istionate in a water bath, okay, using the double boiler method. So I'm just going to cover it up because I don't want water, entering my my mixture. So it's gonna take some time for it to melt. Okay, so while waiting for it to melt, we're gonna check our water phase and see if the gum has hydrated. As you can see, it's not as watery as it was before. The viscosity is changing. It's not as thin as before. So we're gonna still wait for some time for it to be fully hydrated. Okay, so while waiting for it to be well hydrated, I'm just gonna use that time to measure out my my next phase, my phase D. Right here, I'm going to be adding my vitamin, my preservative. Okay, so this is a kind of the cool down phase. These are ingredients that are heat sensitive. So these so the ingredients are heat sensitive and should be added later when the mixture isn't so hot, when it's below 40 degrees to 35 to 40 degrees centigrade. So right now I'll be adding panthenol. So panthenol is also known as vitamin B5. It plays a fundamental role in cell repair, skin repair, and it helps in skin hydration, and it improves skin hydration and reduces inflammation. Okay, so I'll be adding my panthenol. So after adding my panthenol, the next ingredient I'm adding is wheat protein. So what does wheat protein do? What is its benefits for the skin? Wheat protein contains repairing and restructuring properties. It also contains moisturizing properties that are good for the skin and the hair. So I'll be adding it into my formula, into my mixture as well. The next ingredient I'm adding is one of my favorites, humectant, which is sodium lactate. It also contains moisturizing properties. So what do humectants do? Humectants help attract moisture from the hair, from the atmosphere to the skin, okay, leaving your skin moisturized. Okay, so my next ingredient is blackcurrant. This is one of our active ingredients. So why am I using blackcurrant? Blackcurrant contains anti-inflammatory, antioxidant, and protective properties. So it is perfect for people with sensitive skin or inflamed skin. So it's very good for the skin. So the next and very one of the most important ingredients is our broad spectrum preservative. It's very, very important to have a broad spectrum preservative because this is going to prevent the formation of yeast or bacteria, mold. Okay, so when making water-based ingredients, when making water-based products, it's very, 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 very essential to have a broad spectrum preservative. So I'm gonna cover it up and set it aside. Now let's check our water and gum. Okay, look at this. So as you can see, our gum is well hydrated. So this is what makes shampoos, detergents, body washes to thicken up, to make, this is why they are thick, thanks to thickening agents like xanthan gum, carboma, guar gum, so it's ready to be used. So I'm just going to check my surfactant and see if the sodium calcyl istionate has melted. Okay, so guys, the sodium calcyl istionate is fully melted. It's fully melted, so I'm gonna pour it directly into this into my phase A. So guys, it's very important to mix it thoroughly. Okay, this is to avoid separation later. Okay, so you're gonna mix it. Don't worry about the foam, don't worry about the bubbles. They're all gonna settle down later after 24 to 48 hours. Okay, so before adding my cool down ingredients, I'm just going to wait for some time for it to cool down. So I'm going to let it cool down till it's in maybe 35 degrees centigrade, and later come back to add my cool down ingredients. Okay guys, so now it's time to add the cool down ingredients. So it's normal to see this foam, it's normal to see the bubbles. They're all gonna it's all gonna settle down after 24 to 48 hours. Okay, so I'm gonna add the cool down ingredient directly here. It's changed the color. So now it's time to add my essential oils. So I want to add essential oils. So I don't want to add the essential oils directly into the product because water and oil do not mix together. They do not mix together. So we will be needing a solubilizer. Okay, we'll be needing a solubilizer to be able to mix them together. So I'm just going to use this disposable cup right here. Okay, I'm going to use this disposable cup, and I'm going to add bergamot essential oil and ylang-ylang essential oils. Okay, so now that I've added the essential oils, guys, I'm going to add the polysorbate 20, which is a very good solubilizer. See how clear it is. So I'm just going to add it into I don't want to add any color, so I'm just gonna leave it, just gonna leave it in its natural color like this. So the next step is checking the pH. It's so important to check the pH. It's very, very important. So we want the pH to be between 5.0 to 5.5. So okay, so the pH is in 6.8, and we have to reduce it because it's way too much. So I'm going to add citric acid. Yeah, 6.9 is and 6.9. Okay, so I'm going to add citric acid to reduce the pH, to bring it down. So guys, so this is the pH, 5.1. Don't know if you can see it. It's in 5.2. Yeah, pH is 5.2, which is very okay. All right, so that's it, guys, on how to make a body wash.
Feels like I don't know you. You don't feel the same. It feels like I've lost you, floating into space. All the things we've been through,